What's up guys, Justin here, back again with another LEGO Life is Strange custom set video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a custom Life is Strange 2 LEGO set based off of the scene where Sean and Daniel get to the border and Daniel is using his telekinesis to open the border. Let me show you a clip of that scene.
Almost there.
You alright, Tubrov?
Thanks for taking me down here, Sean.
Nah. We did it together, man.
Yep, so the set is based off of that scene specifically from the game because I thought that it would work as a really nice set piece, and it's the perfect set to include both of the Wolf brothers with their coolest looks from the game. So yeah, here's a little build process of the set itself. Now, as I stated in my other video, this set was used with a program officially made by LEGO called Studio 2.0, which I'm going to leave in the description below. Now, if you're new to the channel, I actually did a Life is Strange 1 custom set based off of Max Caulfield's room from Blackwell Academy. So if you haven't seen that, I suggest you go check it out. But today, I'm going to be showing you guys this Life is Strange 2 set. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Alright guys, and here's the set right here, and as you can see, as I mentioned before, it's a set based off of that scene, and I'm actually really happy with how the set turned out. I wasn't expecting it to turn out the way it did, but I'm really happy with how it looks, and I hope you guys like it as well. So as you can see, it's another one of those display pieces, just like my Max set, where it has like the nice black trim going around the sides and the bottom, and it just really makes the set a much better presentation, considering it's a display piece and not a play set. I think the only real play feature, if you want to call it that, would probably be the car, but we'll come back to that in a second. But as you can see like cacti and bushes and little weeds, and I think the ground part of it with like the plants and things like that, I think that turned out really nicely, and with the rocks as well. I didn't want to go too overboard with it because that area in the game is really flat, so I didn't think there needed to be that much bumps and stuff in the ground. But you can also see the border wall here. I really surprised myself with how that part of it actually came out, because it was a bit of trial and error trying to make that shape of it being broken. So this is the screenshot of the game that I used to help me get that same shape of the border wall. I'll show you just like in comparison of what it looks like between the game and the LEGO set. And yeah, I really surprised myself with how it came out. Definitely some trial and error there, but I think it turned out really nicely. Now for the car, this is supposed to be Karen's car, of course. The car was definitely trial and error as well, because this is actually the second version of the car that I tried to make, and I'll show you what the first version of it was like. So this is the first version, and it's not the best looking because I have never made a car from scratch in Studio 2.0 before, so it was my first time trying to do it, and I don't really think it turned out that good, so I kind of scrapped it and I remade it. But this recreation of the car isn't my own design. This is actually from someone else's custom Range Rover, and they had the instructions on YouTube and everything, so I will actually put the link to that video in the description below so you guys can see that car for yourself. All I did was change the colors, and I think I modified some of the shapes as well, but that was about it. But the full credit for the car itself goes to that person, so I'll leave that in the description. Now obviously the shape of the car isn't like one-to-one exactly what the shape of Karen's car is, but if it was any bigger than this, I don't think it would be a good size for the display piece for this set, because after I made my first version of the car, I was debating whether or not I was actually going to include it because I didn't like how it looked, because this is how the set originally looked without the car. Obviously you can tell that there's no custom printing on the LEGO figures here, but this is what it looked like without the car, and it looked fine, but I think having the car in there really brings the whole set together, considering, you know, that's the car that Sean and Daniel were in when they came to the border. shorter, so I think it really brings the whole thing together. Now another thing with the car is I actually did add some custom stickers on it as well. Originally I wasn't going to do this, but this was sort of a last minute thing where I added some custom stickers of rust on the sides and the top and the back of the car. Now I just made these in Paint 3D and then made them PNGs, and it's really easy to make custom stickers for this. I'm not going to tell you guys how I did it in this video, but if you do want a tutorial on how to do custom stickers and custom prints for Studio 2.0, let me know if you'd like a tutorial and I'll definitely do one. Now same as before with the back of the set, just with that black trim going around. I didn't cover up entirely that part of the wall because it needed to like fold inwards to the back, so I didn't entirely cover it, but I still think it looks perfectly fine. So yeah, that's the back. Now here's just a top-down view of the set as well. Not really much to say, but just in case you guys are interested in what a top-down view of the set looks like, this is what it looks like. So yeah, I think the size of the set turned out really nicely as well. I was unsure how big or small it was going to turn out, but I think the size of the set turned out pretty much perfect, and I don't think I'd change anything about the size of it. So yeah, now let's get into the figurines. So first off, we have the Sean Diaz minifigure. Now, I'm really happy with how this figurine turned out, because with my Max Caulfield Lego figure, if you've watched that video, you'll know that the custom printing on that figure wasn't actually custom printing. I sort of photoshopped it afterwards because I didn't know how to do custom printing for the figures before. So I'm probably going to go back and change that for that figure, just so I can sort of have a complete figure in that set. But for this one, this is custom printing for the hoodie and the face. The pants are not custom printed because honestly I don't think they need to be. The pants that were in Studio 2.0 that I used were honestly perfect. They just look like Sean's pants, so I didn't touch those. But the Wolf Squad hoodie is pretty much all custom. So let's look at the most obvious thing, which is the Wolf Squad logo. Now at first I was thinking of downloading the Wolf Squad logo and then putting it on the shirt, but since this is Lego, I sort of wanted it to be a little more simplified, so I actually remade the Wolf Squad logo entirely from scratch with a little bit of more vibrant colors to suit Lego's vibe, and then I put it on there. The pockets are also done from scratch as well as the logo that's on the shoulder of the hoodie as well. So the Wolf Squad hoodie, every single part of it is completely custom printed. Now for the face, the entire face I made completely from scratch as well. Now there was an original face that I did use for the figure, but obviously it didn't have an eye patch, and I wasn't sure how to add an eye patch onto an already existing Lego face, so the only thing I could do was make a face entirely from scratch, so that's what I did. And you can even see all of the individual assets that I made in Paint 3D and then put them together to make a custom face print, and honestly it looks so much better than I thought it would as well. So yeah, really happy with it. And the hair for Sean was actually a tiny bit tricky. There were a few choices. There was a shorter one, but it kind of looked like his hair from episode 1, but I think the one that I've chosen best suits him in episode 5. And then lastly, we've just got the hoodie piece that goes on the hoodie. So yeah, I was originally going to use a hoodie for my Max figure, but since she has a bag, it wouldn't allow me to put the hoodie on, so I had to edit the torso and put a custom hoodie on it. So yeah. Now here we have the Daniel Diaz figure. Now this turned out really nicely as well, and same thing as before, the torso is completely custom printed, completely made from scratch. The Space Mission logo is completely remade from scratch as well. I can even show you guys a comparison of what the real one looks like and what my version looks like. Now it doesn't have all the little tiny details like the little holes and stuff in the rocket, because I feel like for Lego they would probably simplify it a little, and I think it turned out really nicely, as well as the bandana, which has some printing on the back and the front. I was originally going to use a bandana piece from Lego Studio 2.0, but considering the hair that I used for this figure, it wouldn't allow me to put a bandana on it because the hair piece is too big. But honestly that's fine anyway, because with the custom print I was able to put the details that the actual bandana has on it. So yeah, the face is not custom printed, but that doesn't really matter because Daniel doesn't have an eye patch, so I think the face that I used turned out pretty fine. And the hair, obviously I had to use this hair because it just pretty much looks exactly like Daniel's hair. So yeah, that's it for the Daniel figure, and yeah, I think it turned out really good. Here's just a cool little render of the figures standing in between the border wall. I just think that this shot turned out really cool with the figures standing there, and it really just looks like that scene when Daniel finished opening the border and you can see the two looking through it. So yeah, I think that turned out really nicely. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my custom Life is Strange 2 Lego set. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope that you liked the Life is Strange 2 set, and I do plan on doing sets based off of True Colors as well as Double Exposure, and maybe Before the Storm, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope you like the set. Let me know if you have any questions or any other set suggestions that you'd like me to do in the future. But yeah, I really hope you guys like this custom set, and let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. But yeah, other than that, have a great day.